Hey, listen, what about Personal Call tonight? I told everybody earlier that you've got Creme on the program and Kevin Godley. Now, they left NCC a few years ago, and they've been experimenting, haven't they, with all different kinds of music.
Well, we finally caught them at it, actually, and we've got them in the studio, and with a bit of luck, they're going to do it in front of about 4 million people, which is half of course, the number who listen to you. But on the other hand, Personal Call on 580-4411 tonight, as you say, is Godley and Creme, ex-10cc, now the consequences of themselves, because they're the guys who invented the gizmo, as you know, Kid, and of course, they're the guys who have Strawberry Studios in Manchester. I wish Johnny Beeling would stop laughing. In Manchester and also in London. And we'd like to talk to them basically about what they've been doing, the history of the music they've been involved with, because they're like the Manchester Mafia, aren't they, really? And also what they're going to do in the future. But there's a lot of questions I'd like to ask them about that gizmo, because I've never actually seen one. Have you seen one?
I haven't. You know, I say creme, but you say cream. It's sort of like tomatoes and tomatoes, isn't it? What do you
Basically, it's because you're foreign.
I think it's possible, yes.
Let's make a song. I say neither, you say neither, but I'm not going to worry about that. It's 580-44. It's very strange, actually, not being able to see you, Kid.
I bet you're enjoying it.
No, I'm not. I miss those tousled blonde locks of yours. 580-4411 tonight, after Musicology at 7 o'clock for Personal Call with Godley and Creme.
Second, so from the...
Why do we never get an answer when we're knocking at the door?
Right, well, that's Musicology, and I hope you've enjoyed the show from Northern Ireland. But now, at the time, at 7 o'clock, we go back to London, into our telephone studio, and we find Simon Bates.
It's just like having Bamber Gascoigne working for the station.
Who?
Radio 1.
New glasses and a new hairstyle, and he'll be away. Thank you, Kid, and welcome to Personal Call. Well, a lot of water, as they say, has gone under the bridge of life since then. Welcome, Kevin Godley and Lol Creme.
Hello there. Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Why the heck are we playing that to start with? When was it produced?
You never asked you to play that.
No, you paid me to keep quiet about it.
Rotten surprise. I don't think it was produced. It came out in about 1960.
And sold 2 million.
You're joking.
And you never got the residuals.
We got a penny.
Welcome to Personal Call. Since then, an incredible amount's happened to the pair of you, because people tend to think of you as the half of 10cc that split off.
Yeah.
How do you think of yourself, Kevin?
As the half of 10cc that split off.
Let's start with phone calls then. Caroline Stockwell from Chelmsford. Hello, Caroline. Would you like to set your question, and who to, please?
Hello, please.
Right, away you go.
I'd like to ask, what, in your opinion, was your most musically creative period, when you were with Hot Legs, 10cc, or as you are now?
Well, that's a difficult one, Caroline. I think there was like high spots and low spots in all the... Over the years, you know, everybody had... It's like a graph, it goes up and it goes down. There was some great periods with the 10cc era that we came up with some interesting stuff, like One Night in Paris and the sheet music through to the original soundtrack period. I thought it was very, very enjoyable. We got a lot out of ourselves. And over the past 2 or 3 years, there's been 1 or 2 days that we've managed to come up with something reasonable.
As you'll gather, they've got a sense of humour. Kevin, would you agree with that?
Yes, I think so. It's always difficult to actually pin down a period of time which you think is your most creative, because if you say it was 2 years ago, it says that you're not doing very well now, you know, which isn't true. I mean, we're very happy with the music we're producing now.
Caroline, you obviously know the fellas. Which do you think was their most creative period, or do you think that's still to come?
Oh, I think since they did Freeze, Frame and Dell, I think they were the best album.
Interesting. Let's see what other people think. Michael Stacks in Raynham in Essex. Hello, Michael.
Hello.
Who'd you like to speak to?
Well, can I speak to either Lol or Kevin?
Well, address your question to Kevin. I think that's the best thing.
Kevin?
Yes.
Why did you split from 10cc back in the early 70s? Because you were doing quite well then, you know, with them.
We were doing quite well, but I mean, it's a difficult question to answer, and it's one we get asked quite a lot. But if you can think of a group situation, 4 people working together, as like a marriage sometimes. Marriages don't always work out the way you want them to. And depending on how well you're doing, even if you're doing commercially well, even if you're making a lot of money, it doesn't automatically mean that you have to stay on and continue doing it. I think the only answer we can give to that is we got a little bit bored, in a sense, of the type of music we were producing in that context.
Well, you see, I've been listening to them. I've got 2 of your albums, your latest, Freeze Frame and L.
Yeah.
And the music struck me as being as if you were entertaining yourself and not anybody else.
Can you tell me what that means, Michael? I never know what people mean when they say that.
I think it means indulgent.
Yeah, they seem to indulge in their, I know it's your own taste, but what I meant was, it didn't seem to be wanting to entertain anybody else. I mean, a bit like I Pity an Inanimate Object.
Yeah, well, what do you suggest we do? I mean, somebody who actually writes music can't exactly go out on the street and take a market survey of what every person in the country wants to hear.
No, I enjoyed it.
Oh, great.
But what I meant was, it didn't strike me as being, top 20 music or music that would,
Let me put a subsidiary question for you, Michael, then, and ask Lol, are you writing top 20 music?
No. Actually, we're not. Well, we never have. I think that's the answer to that, Michael. We have never written. There's like a chemical thing where sometimes the music that we happen to like the cogs happen to fit exactly the positive and the negative with people, the public, and they like it as well. At the moment, we're writing stuff that we like, and it's a little bit. I think it's a little bit like too difficult, or perhaps a little bit too serious, maybe.
Yeah.
But the mass of public, like the if you like to put it, since we're here, the Radio 1 type audience.
Thank you.
Is like, we're not exactly writing for that kind of market, but we're writing...
I disagree with you 100%. Michael, thank you very much indeed for your question. I think it's a fair one. I know what you mean,
Do you know
but
what I mean?
I think you're wrong. Paul in Kirkcaldy in Scotland, hello.
I hope I am wrong.
Hello.
Sorry, Paul.
What's your question?
Come on, Paul.
Well,
Never
I'd like to know how you wanted to start to get involved in the music business originally.
God knows why we did, or how we did. It started as a hobby, I think. We're both sort of basically designers, and we spent a long time at art college. And when you're at art college, there's a lot of time with nothing to do. And even before that period of time, we just used to be interested in it because we were at the beginning of the whole music business thrill thing, which was like the late 50s, early 60s, when it was an incredible vibe to be anything to do with music. And we joined local groups and learned how to play the guitar. In fact, this is Kevin speaking now. I started learning guitar. And we
Guess
just...
who taught him?
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Yeah. That's why he plays drums.
And we just enjoyed it, basically, and it sort of progressed from an amateur status to a semi-professional status through to a professional status.
It sounds easy, but what did you do? I mean, did you work together on gigs, doing the folk tours and all that sort of
but
thing?
we also were fortunate. In fact, the first person to have success of all the people we knew was Graham Gouldman.
Right.
He was writing hit songs, and Kev and I were working on the fringe, really. We got involved in doing session work, and then somebody noticed Kev's voice. He's got a great voice.
I've got a great voice.
You can hear. And one thing led to another. You know, you meet people in the business, and then fell in love. And basically, nobody was answering our begging letters, so we had to go professional.
Yeah, the two of you got together first, and then you
We've
got
been together
with
18
Eric.
years. We've been working together for 18 years since we were about 13 or 14.
On the same album.
I'm 32.
I'd like to pursue that a little later on because you must have had rows. Thank you very much indeed, Paul Devaney in Kirkcaldy in Scotland. Kevin Patton from
keep making the bills.
Gateshead. Hello, Kevin.
Hello.
It's personal call 5804411. What's your question, please?
Well, I would just like to ask Kevin Lowe, they've just described that their songs tend not to stick to the old boring formulas that everyone else depends on. And I was wondering, but given this, in my opinion, highly original and totally unpredictable approach to a song, how on earth do you actually go about getting it together, and writing it?
Can I interrupt just for 1 second, Kevin? What do you mean the boring, predictable pattern?
Where, the verse, chorus,
I see. Yeah, I see.
Sort of catchy hook and so on.
Fair enough. How, fellas, do you get out of that particular ritual?
Basically, because we're aware of the ritual, that we always were aware of the fact that that's what took place. In our opinion, as well as yours, Kevin, we sort of got the impression that people were writing years ago. People were writing to like a formula, and we were bored with it. And we consciously avoid trying to make cliches, musical cliches.
Yeah.
And we try to originate our own musical cliches rather than use everybody else's, basically.
Consequences was a major...
Musical cliche, yes.
I was going to say musical effort for you,
Yes.
which didn't have cliches, but it's a symphonic work, isn't it?
Yes, more or less.
I mean, in that, were you constructing what was a symphony, or were you constructing just a sequence of pleasant music?
Oh no, it was a series of, I would say there were at least 10 different separate experiments. We'd sort of treat the whole thing as like laboratory work. And there were like 10 different avenues of experimentation, lyrically, musically, sound-wise, stories. The whole thing was a lot of different kind of avenues that we could new territory, if you like. And it's very difficult sometimes to explain.
But with something like Honolulu,
Yes.
would somebody just come up with a
Lovely
lyric, it's hard to say that.
Yeah.
Kevin, which is your favourite album, as a matter of interest?
Sorry?
Which is your favourite album?
My favourite?
Yeah.
It's really hard to say that. I think each one gets better, you know?
Oh, thank you. That's
You're a
very
tactful man. Thank you for your call.
Music from consequences.
Honolulu. Can I tell you a story about Honolulu?
You just said he liked Consequences.
Oh, great. Good man. You were the man who bought it. Honolulu. Kevin and I went to, when we were with the band, we in fact started writing the music to Honolulu while we were still with 10cc. And Kevin and I went to France to write. I don't want to sound big time, but we did. And we rented this place that had a piano in it. And we were banging out the strains of Honolulu Lulu, and in the middle of France.
Yeah.
And yes, out of nowhere came, enough piano, for God's sake! With this very, very English voice, next door villa. So my wife was there, and she said, it's only my husband and his friend that they're writing. She said, oh my God, what are they doing? They're writing music. Do they work for the BBC? And she said, yes. Oh, that's fine. Come over for cocktails.
Oh, did you go over?
No, did we, bugger?
Kevin, thank you very much for your call. Let's talk about music. I'd like to get back to Consequences later on and ask you, first of all, Lol, for your choice, your first choice of music. You've chosen The Wait by Aretha Franklin. You could have chosen a dozen versions.
Yes.
Why this one?
Because it reminds me, I was in Edinburgh at the time. And
It's a raconteur, this man.
somewhere near Arthur's seat. And he didn't mind.
That's up on the hill, isn't it?
That's up on the hill.
Particularly smelly part of Edinburgh.
It's just like one of those records that's got like, it's evocative of the time you heard it.
I pulled into Nazareth. I was feeling about a half past dead. I just need some place where I can.
You could have chosen the band, but you didn't, because Arthur Seat and Aretha Franklin seem to go together rather well, because she's a large lady by any standard in the imagination. It's The Wait at 7:15, 580-4411, with Godley and Creme. And what's interesting, I think, as the programme progresses, you'll notice that Lowell goes for one kind of music very strongly, and Kevin goes for another. And it's a giveaway. I don't know whether you know this, fellas, but on a programme like this, it really is the biggest giveaway about individual personalities, I think, the kind of music you choose. Let's go back to Northern Ireland after Kid Jensen's musicology. From Belfast, it's Ethna Hamill. Hello, Ethna.
Hello?
Hello, what's your question, please?
I'd like to ask Lawless, have you any live stage performances planned for the future? And if so, will you be coming to Northern Ireland?
Actually, we've never been to Ireland in our lives, even when we were performing with the band. With regard to live performances in the future, I think it's possible, but we usually do things when we have, as I explained to Simon before, when we have an idea for something, like a particular idea for a show or something, then we would get it together, rather than just go out just to try and promote an album, which we don't really agree with, because that seems to be like using the public as opposed to performing for them. But it's very possible within the next year or so that we would have there's an idea brewing, put it like that, which we might use for a show. And if so...
You say a show?
It's just that if you're going to go on the stage, you might as well do something more than just get up there and bang your songs out to try and sell an album. And when we say show, we think visually as well as musically. So there might be an idea that we've got for a presentation, if you see what I mean.
Yeah.
And then it would be worth spending some time and putting it together.
Do you often get the feeling that the public is ripped off somewhat by a band that just comes on stage half an hour late, does 45 minutes to 50 minutes of numbers with 3-minute gaps in between, and makes no effort to present itself?
Well, I think, it's an own-up time. I think we were guilty of that ourselves to a degree. I mean, I think that the business actually makes you get to a certain point where, it's all pre-programmed your year for you. You're going to put an album out, therefore you better go out on tour and promote that album and this stuff. And indirectly what you're doing is, it's like just a hard sell. And you're not doing it for the right reasons. When we started it, we did it because we enjoyed it, right?
That's right, it's the music business equivalent of a door-to-door salesman. It's instead of going to one person putting your foot in the door, it's going on the stage and saying, you 2,000 people out there, do you want to buy our album?
Yeah, so you're
In a
waiting
sense-
really for that concept. No, the concept is an awful word.
Concepts are terrible. It's like an angle. It's like a starting point, perhaps. Not necessarily a fantastic show, but I mean, it could be a very simple lighting idea, or just some I don't know. It's
Or just
difficult to
the
express.
particular need to go out. Just rather than do it because you want to flog your album.
So
it's just
Ethno-
not a very nice attitude to go out on the road with.
I agree. Keep your eye open because I think it's hope. And see when the lads feel creative.
I must say, I'd love to go to Ireland, though. I've never been there. I have to tread carefully, I know, but...
Ethna?
Yes, I'm listening.
Hey, listen to
Send,
me, Ethna.
send an invitation, care of Radio 1. We'll pass it on, all right?
Strabane.
Right.
Bye-bye, love. Huddersfield, it's Errol Stevens. Hello, Errol.
Hi, everybody. Kevin, what do you
Yes.
think is going to be the next cult era in pop music?
The next what?
Cult era.
The next cult era,
Cult, yes, as in Superman.
as in Superman. I haven't the faintest idea. That's a very strange question.
Does it worry you, because you're creative people who are involved with very much popular things, do you actually keep up to date with what is popular?
Well, to a certain extent, yeah. I think
Kevin does.
Yeah, I like to know what's going on because it's what we're into. We're musicians and like we make rock music, so I think it's useful to at least know what's going on, whether you take any notice of it or not.
Can I interrupt? What do you think it's going to be, Errol?
Well, I mean, we've got electronic music at the moment, and I think it's going to get sort of nearer to the classical stuff that's around at the moment, you know, like, what is it, Stockhouse,
Like the Clash.
and all that lot.
Stockhausen, a Radio 3 fan yet. Actually, it's kind of interesting, Errol, because Kevin, when I mentioned this disparity between the musical choice, Kevin's chosen much more contemporary music, generally speaking, than Lol has. You've chosen, for example, Elvis Costello.
Yeah.
And that's, we're talking, I suppose, not cult, it's an unfortunate word, but certainly more modern than Aretha Franklin or some of the other choices that Lol's made. Why? Is that because you're more up-to-date, as Lol says?
Well, I wouldn't say I'm more up to date. I made an effort, if you like, to try and get into contemporary music because I went through a period a few years ago I didn't like anything that was happening. But over the past 2 or 3 years there have been quite a few things around that I've got into and enjoyed. So rather than pick old tracks tonight, I've decided to pick tracks that I like that are new tracks.
And you like this one?
Very much, yeah.
Boy, Elvis. Lipstick Vogue, it's called. It's Kevin's choice, and it's exactly 23 minutes past 7. 580-4411 for Kevin and Lol. That's Lol Creme and Kevin Godley. Raj or Rai, I'm not sure. Goshi. Hello.
Hello, Simon.
Is it Raj or Rai?
It's Raj.
Ah, thank heavens I got it right for once. What's your question, please?
Well, my question is, at the time Consequences was released, there was rumours that it might have been filmed. Would they have filmed it in live action or animated?
Kevin.
Probably some of both, actually. We never even got into that sort of detail.
We did a storyboard, didn't we?
Yes, we did. I think it would have been more live action than animation, although animation might have been used as a technique to make it look like live action, if you know what I mean. It wouldn't be like a cartoon animation.
Can I interrupt and ask what went wrong with Consequences? Because, funnily enough, Lol, it was played quite a lot on Radio 1 at the time.
What went wrong? It was too expensive.
It was too expensive?
Simple and that was it. I mean, I couldn't afford it, basically.
How much was it?
It was about 11 quid.
For 2 albums?
For 3 albums.
For 3 albums, yeah.
It was a bit pricey.
And, I mean, we've been through that a million times, but, I mean, that was a shock to our systems as well.
Yes.
But, I mean...
You did a mix down, didn't you, later, about 2 years ago?
Yeah, we were asked to do, like, the music from Consequences because the Consequences had a lot of the play on from Peter Cook's involvement. We were asked to do a compilation of the music side, so we did that. But I think the price was, like, staggering, you know. The film thing, an interesting thing was we actually went, storyboard, went to Hollywood. Yeah,
Hollywood.
To Hollywood, to Beverly Hills, man.
Yeah.
We were there. And then nothing came of it at all.
Right, that answers your question, I think, but it would have been live action, obviously, with a little bit, every now and then, of merry, festive animation. Okay.
We're using bits up.
Thanks a lot, Raj. Good night. Alderton in Gloucestershire, Kim Ward. Hello, it's 25 minutes past 7. You're on Personal Call.
Hello? Hello.
Hello.
I'd like to ask both of you, how long did it take to create the gizmo?
Oh.
We're still creating it.
It's taken... seriously.
What is the gizmo?
Kim, it's taken 8 years.
None
up
of
to
your
this bit.
business.
Listen, I'm here to ask the question. No, what? Everyone talks about the gizmo, and I've heard it. I've never seen one. What is it?
In a
look like?
nutshell, the gizmo is... Oh, you tell him.
It's patented, so you're all right.
The gizmo is a device, electric mechanical device, which physically bows the strings of a guitar. so that you can... Whereas you can't put a violin bow on a guitar string and control it, like Jimmy Page used to do. This device actually bows the strings of a guitar so that a guitar player can have infinite sustain and actually if you bow the 6th and 5th string of a guitar, it sound like cellos.
Well, let's have
the
a
top
listen to what it
strings
sounds
are
like.
Oh.
What about that poor soul on the end of the phone?
She's still there.
Oh, right. You see, Kim, that's the part where the cellos are like funking away there.
So what's happening?
Now the high strings of a guitar are being like bowed.
Yeah.
Can you hear it?
Bring it up a bit, please, Mr. Engineer.
And then the cellos are going to come in with a big tune now. And that's all guitar.
With a gizmo.
With a gizmo.
How much does one cost? I want one for tea.
Not a lot.
A few £1,000s.
No.
How long did it take you to develop?
Well, I'll answer that question now. We've been talking about it for 10 minutes without actually answering the question. It took about a minute to invent and about 8 years to bring to practical realisation of the invention. Because, I mean, you know, you can sit down and say, hey, wouldn't it be great to actually play a guitar and make it sound like strings? But when it comes to the practicability of that, it's incredibly complicated.
Yeah.
Even though the finished thing is simple.
What happened was, August, the guitar model finally came on the market in America, because it's being produced in the States. And like 2 months later, the bass model came out on the market and was 50% better than the guitar model, which had taken us 8 years to get right.
Yeah.
So the guitar model has been taken off the market, and the bass model is right, and it's being sold and it's being used by professional musicians and sells for about $200, say, average.
It's cheap as that.
Yeah, very cheap. That's the whole point. It's like the idea is that anybody could buy it and play it in the front room. You don't have to be a member of a group with a massive kitty to afford a huge, you know, outlay for this thing.
Kim, thank you for your call. It brings another point, because as the programme's progressing, you're seeing the other side of Godley and Creme, and that is the business side, I guess, as much as the creative side. That music was fairly familiar because it was used on a Benson and Hedges fag commercial, wasn't it?
That's right.
I don't like the way you phrased that.
But did you write it for the commercial, or did the commercial come to you and say, oi, that's great, can we use it?
That's a bit of both, in a sense.
Yeah. Well, we were recording the album L, I think, at the time, and we got this call from Colt Dickinson and Pierce, the agency that do it, and they said we're doing a film for Benson and Hedges, and we've done a rough cut of the film to a piece of music from Consequences. So we were very pleased about that. But what they actually wanted us to do was adapt the piece of music and rearrange it to fit the film a little bit better than the way they put it together. So we took the track back, re-recorded parts of it, and added some things to it, and made it fit the film, so it works better now.
Simon Jackson from Northampton, what's your question, please?
Well, I'd like to ask Kev or Lowell, whereabouts one could get hold of a gizmo? Because, you know, I've looked in lots of shops and asked them, and I've never...
Nanny's in New York.
Yeah, unfortunately, Simon, it's a touch of the New Yorks or
Aren't they made here?
No, they're made in the States.
Yeah, we haven't got a distributor in England yet.
So who should he write to?
I tell you, I can give you an address. Gizmo Inc. Are based in Rosemont, 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 New Jersey. That's all you need to write, and they will give you all the information. It's just that it takes a while. I mean, we're not that involved in the business side, let me be clear, but apparently it takes a while for the actual industry to get distributors all around the world set up, and they're concentrating basically on the American market, where they're their home base, because it's such a vast market to start with. And Europe has been approached, and England at the moment seems to be the last. It's incredible. It's also going to be the most expensive place to sell it because of this flaming VAT and import duties.
Aha! That's a cut to my heart. Simon Jackson, did you get the address?
Yeah.
It's Gizmo Inc.
Yeah.
Rosemont, Rosemont, New Jersey, USA.
Yeah. Are there any plans for giving the contract, you know, to an English dealer?
I think we've covered that pretty well. Obviously, that eventually it is going to go ahead. But the problem is that it's going to cost a lot of money because of VAT. Mrs. Thatcher listens to this programme and will be hearing this and burning with embarrassment now. Simon, thank you for your call.
Okay, thank you.
Joe Quick from Tavistock, hello.
Hello?
It's 7:30. What's your question, please?
I heard recently that Lowell and
It's
Kevin...
not true.
Take the notice and carry on, love.
I heard them that they were writing and illustrating a book on the history of rock. Is this true?
Yes.
I've got it here. I brought them to show.
Let me tell you, I'm delighted that it's radio, because they're naughty pictures.
It's not quite as serious as that. It is about rock, but it's a sort of very, very satirical look at the rock business seen through our eyes, and we've been in it a good few years.
We just took it to some gentleman who had a great... He said it's... My boys, he said, because he was one of those, he said, this is nothing more or less than rock pornography.
Actually, I wouldn't call it rock pornography, but I would say that if Mary Whitehouse was here, she wouldn't have been quite so nice to us as she was the other week. Joe, the idea is very simple. It's pictures, unlikely pictures, admittedly, of stages in a rock musician or whatever's career with a bit of bump on the other side. When's it going to be published, Lowell?
We hand the artwork in at the end of, hopefully, next week, and then September. It comes out in September.
How long have you been working on it?
And it's going to be cheap.
A year, full year. We're going blind here.
How much is it going to be?
About $2.99.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, in all fairness, I would say it's very funny, but don't give it to Aunt Hetty.
Oh no, it's a young person.
That's
book.
right.
It's not. It's someone will have a cardiac when they see that. There's a lot of sort of very frank pictures in there. But
how old are you, Joe?
16.
Oh, you'll understand.
You're just about old enough
You'll understand
to
and enjoy.
All right, Joe.
Can I ask Lowell something, please?
Yes, of course.
What's your real name?
Lol. It's not a stage name.
I can answer that question.
Oh my God, blackmail.
Lawrence.
Is it really Lawrence?
Yeah, well, Lol is like a normal shortening of Lawrence. That's been a secret for nearly 34 years, and I'm only 32.
You realise you've just split up a beautiful friendship.
Wait a minute. If truths are coming out, do you want to know what Godley's real name is?
Tell me.
I daren't even tell you. Wait till the next record.
Tell me during the record and I'll see if it's broadcast.
An autograph photo, do you think, please?
I'll send you some autographs. We'll fix them up later on for you, Joe. So can you hang on and we'll take your name and address as soon as you're off the air.
Okay, right.
Bye-bye, love.
Bye-bye.
Claire, hello. From Winslow in Buckinghamshire. Hello, Claire.
Hello.
What's your question?
And you encourage him, Simon, you know.
I am.
Can I ask Lowell?
No! I'm not answering any more questions now.
Who are your biggest influences in the early days?
The biggest influences in the early days. Well, how early?
Well, when you first started music.
Yeah. Well, Elvis, obviously, was a massive... Actually, classical music was a big influence on me because my dad likes classical music, and then and the radio in those days played a very lot of classical stuff. And when I first got when I got a record player, the first record I received with the record player was Apache.
Really? By the Shadows?
By the
That's
Shadows.
1961.
Classic.
And
Or 60.
and I have an auntie who's about 3 days older than I am. Auntie Jean, she's not much older than me, and she used to buy all the records of like Connie Francis and all that period of the
You also
50s
seem to like the 60s music because you've chosen Smokey
well,
Robinson and the Miracles.
I was at college then, and that was when everybody was like getting it on, man. And it makes me all funny.
To that, in places that were absolutely pitch black so you can see where you were going.
Right.
Smokey Robinson and the Miracles, 1965, and Going to a Go-Go. Melvin Freeman from Birmingham, good evening.
Hello?
What's your question, please?
Could I speak to Kevin, please?
Yes, of course you can.
Yes, hello, Melvin.
Sorry to get back to the 10cc thing again.
That's all right.
But earlier on you said you enjoyed the period of music between sheet music to the original soundtrack.
Well, yeah. I think what we were trying to say was that we felt that was the best part of the music we wrote when we were in 10cc. We reached the height of our...
Only I thought that How Dare You
Yeah.
was perhaps only beaten by the sheet music album for 10cc albums.
Yeah,
You know, because the quality of the songs and that, like, don't hang up.
Such a personal thing, isn't it, Melvin?
Yeah.
It is, actually.
That's the problem.
The thing is with the How Dare You album, we felt that, I mean, it's probably not obvious to most people when they listen to that album, but from our point of view, we felt that we were becoming a little bit too stylized, I think, on that album. It was almost a very self-conscious attempt to sound like our other stuff. Therefore, it probably was better recorded, and it was probably, I don't know, it might have been better.
Too smooth, you mean?
Too smooth, too slick. It didn't have the sort of the magic of the creative side of it. I mean, like the stuff we wrote on sheet music, we felt was more spontaneous and and created a style more so than the stuff on How Dare You.
The trouble is what you're saying now makes me want to rush back to the record player and check for myself. Melvin, will you do that tonight and have a listen, see what you think?
I do every night.
Good night.
Good night.
Alan Forrester from Bishopbriggs, which I think is near Glasgow, unless it's the Shropshire one. Hello, Alan.
Yes, hello.
Oh, it is near Glasgow?
Yes.
Great. What's your question, please?
Just like to ask Kevin and Law, what do you think the best song they've ever written is?
Hard.
I like to attempt an answer at that.
Go on, then.
I think the best song we've ever written was Somewhere in Hollywood.
Yes, I knew you were going to say that.
Yeah.
I think I agree, actually.
Is it the best song or the best song in the sense of being composed and recorded and sung well?
Yeah. Just from the structure point of view and the lyrical idea and the way it was very satisfying to come up with a track that was like, if you like, almost, it was complex, but it wasn't. And am I making myself clear as much?
Yes, you are. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like, it wasn't a normal structure, but it did have a certain sort of fluidity that was very pleasing. And the lyric was evocative without resorting to, I don't know, like, obvious images.
Yeah, it was also good from my point of view because it was a song where we had a definite idea of what we wanted to say in the song, and in the end we felt we'd accomplished what we wanted to say perfectly.
Alan, it always begs the question, which is your favourite?
Old Wild Man, probably.
Why?
Oh yeah, we like that one as well. Kevin likes everything.
You're reminding them of songs they'd forgotten. Thank you for your call, Alan. Good night. It's 21 minutes away from 8, and it's Helen Wilkinson from Chesterless Street in County Durham. Hello.
Hello.
What's your question, Helen?
I'd like to speak to Kevin, please.
Hello.
When you were with 10cc,
Yes.
and you were writing for albums, and
There's bad crackling going on there.
were the albums more important to you than the singles, or did you just write and whatever came out?
That's exactly right. You hit the nail on the head there. Whatever commercial success we've had has been an accident in a sense because we've always sat down and wrote songs that we enjoyed, the sort of music that we like to write, and when they've been hits, it's been because there's been a chemistry between the public and what we're writing. They've liked them. We've never sat down and sort of constructed a hit record on those terms, if you understand what I mean. It's never been an intentional thing. I mean, if you think about all the records we've had out in...
We've never recorded a single as such.
No, that's true.
How about the early stuff? I mean, the early 10cc stuff, which was really commercial. Did you write that for fun, or was that an effort?
That was fun because what was happening was that a bunch of us were up at the studio, and we were just doing productions to a crust, basically. We were like doing productions of tracks, of songs, and then trying to flog them to independent record labels, right? And we managed to get Jonathan King to buy Donna.
Yeah.
And he put the name to the band, and we didn't exist as a band, really. We were just a production outfit up at Strawberry Studios.
Well, I was talking to Jonathan about you, and he said that was purely commercial, Dean and I and Donna and all the rest of it.
But the writing that went into that was just, I mean, we didn't sit down and think, oh, wow, this is you know, that's too intelligent, let's make this worse because it'll make it more... We just wrote it because it sounded good. And we still write like that. Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah. Helen, thank you for your call. Lorraine Tuck. I do understand, and it sounds very logical, which means that I'm mad as well. Lorraine Tuck from Ely, hello.
Hello.
Your question, please, madam.
Can I speak to Lowell, please?
Yeah.
Hello, Lorraine.
Hello, can I embarrass you?
Oh, my God.
I've already done that. I think
he's already done it. It depends how... Excuse me, can we just close the line down first before I find out how embarrassing
Everybody cover their ears except for Lorraine and Lol.
Okay.
How are you going to embarrass him?
Well, I'm going to ask him if it's true that... Well,
It's not true, it's not true.
Give the lady a chance.
Lowell, are you and Eric Stewart sister-in-laws?
What?
What?
Are me and Eric Stewart sister-in-laws?
Yeah.
Actually, no, it's not true. We are brother-in-laws,
Yeah, I know.
but we're not sister-in-laws, though, so you're wrong on that one.
And you
Lorraine.
did make him blush. All right, Lorraine. Is that the question, or have you got another one?
Another one.
Go on,
I'm
then.
glad to hear it. I know which way your mind runs, so please be careful.
I have seen Eric in a dress once or twice.
What's your question, Lorraine?
Sorry.
Does Lowell still have his craze of throwing custard pies in people's faces?
Oh,
What?
I have got the craze of throwing custard pies in people's faces, and when Godley gets out of this building, he's liable to find out.
Doesn't it?
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, though, isn't it? It's a great way of getting rid of your frustrations. You get a custard pie together and you slap it in someone's face.
How does it come about?
How does it come about?
Yeah.
Well, It's difficult to say, really.
You have to phone people up. You have to phone caterers up and you organise it.
It's funny you should say that, but we heard about an organisation in America, I think it's America,
That's right, yeah.
where you can actually, it's a bit like a singing telegram. If there's somebody you dislike, you can ring up and get a guy to go around and shove a pie in his face.
It was done here, but the guy got thrown in clink.
Yeah.
Because the
I
first
can
it was
send
about a year
guy-
ago, that's right.
I can send a guy around to you, to Simon Bakes, and say, this is from Kevin Godley.
Well, the first time it was done was about 18 months
great
ago, and the guy got thrown in clink because the recipient of the pie didn't think it was funny, which
That's right.
shows that some people have no sense of humour.
We like doing practical jokes, and we like doing them most, Lorraine, to people that don't like having practical jokes played on them.
So watch out,
So-
Lorraine.
So if you're ever going to do it, make sure you're going to do it to somebody that doesn't like it, because it's much more fun.
Thank you for your call, Lorraine. It's Paul Mount from Cardiff next. Hello.
Hello, well, back on the subject of 10cc again, I wondered what Kevin and Noel thought of the music that the band had produced since they left.
Interesting question.
It is an interesting question. It's a difficult question to answer. I think what they do very well. It's not quite, I think it would be fair to say it's not quite our cup of tea, and that's why we're not in 10cc anymore. But nevertheless, what they do very well.
Do you take an interest in them still?
In what sense?
In what way?
In the sense, I mean, do you
keep an
rush
ear
out and
open.
get the new album, and do they
not
ask
really.
you round to have a listen?
No, not really, because we have gone our separate ways. We hear them by default, almost. I mean, one can't help but hear a new 10cc track if you listen to the radio occasionally.
Right.
And I still think, at their worst, they'd be one of the best pop groups, probably in the country.
Do you ever
But,
find yourself listening to the radio, and obviously it's Radio 1 that you
well,
listen to, and say, fellas, you shouldn't have done that.
No,
you should have done
never,
this."
no, never like that. In fact, that's when we were talking about Kevin keeps up to date, and I never listen to the radio. And Kevin
Well, I have to drive to Lowell's every morning, you see, because we're drawing, right, and I have to do something. So I listen to the radio, Radio 1.
The first thing you said right tonight.
No, but I said I have to do something before it.
I think I see what you mean. Paul, thank you for the question. I think you got an answer there somewhere. Let's talk about music again. Kevin's choice is David Bowie.
That's right. I mean, I can't think of a good reason why I chose this, other than it's a great track.
Peter Wiles from Belfast again. Yeah, Belfast, well represented tonight. Hello, Peter.
So, Simon,
What's your question, please?
I'd like to ask Kevin, please,
Yes.
if he still sees the other members in this group, if he's still friendly with them.
We see them occasionally, yeah, but we don't live that near to each other, and we use different studios, and since we've left the band, our situation has changed, and we have different friends. We don't really sort of socialise with them that much.
Do you still have your studio in Manchester?
No, we sold out with the whole thing.
So I made a very clean split with the whole thing. There are plans, yes, for, shall I explain or you explain?
Well, what we're trying to do, I mean, it's probably not answering the caller's question exactly, but we are, in fact, hoping to open something we're going to be tentatively calling the Media Lab, which is a group of people who are the top of their profession in the media, in recording, in video, in film, in photography, and in design. And we're hoping to get all these people together and start
Under one roof,
and start an organisation which deals with all those facets of the media.
Who's going to run it?
Well, we are with some people.
We are with the other specialists
On the
there,
creative
right.
side, anyway.
Sounds a fabulous idea, but it sounds like a lot of ego to control.
Oh, no. It's not going to be like
You mean
Apple.
like the Apple thing?
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
well, that was a problem because everybody there, the people involved in that weren't professionals at what they were doing. Whereas, like, we're getting involved with people that already have professional, highly successful
businesses in their own field, like video, film, TV. So it's a very, very professional organisation.
Any idea what your starting date for that is? Which year?
This year.
This year?
Yeah. Hopefully. We've already started work on it. We've already initiated the first operations, but I mean, you know, the difficulties of finding premises and getting everything organised in the business sense. But we've already started projects, like we did our own video film for our last single, and working with various people in different areas in order to start this thing off on the right footing.
Well, good luck with it. And Lisa Clark from Bournemouth, you're on next on Personal Call.
Hello?
Hello, Lisa.
Hello, Lisa.
Hello. I just wondered what you thought of the recent mod revival.
The recent mod revival?
Yeah.
Oh, I enjoyed it. Well, I tell you, the only part of that I really saw was Quadrophenia, which I really enjoyed. And, I mean, just seeing people walking down the King's Road all dressed up with all the gear on, and you can't really, like, make any valued comments on it. But if the expression of it is in something like a film like Quadrophenia, then it's okay, because it was very, very entertaining.
What do you think, Kevin?
I like it. I mean, I like some of the music that's come out of it, like the specials and Madness and all that sort of thing.
I should hasten to add that Kevin actually asked for the specials and I'd left them
I
up in the
hasten
room.
to add, I chose about 3 records in your top 50 that you couldn't even find tonight.
It's been sulking in the dressing room. It's been dreadful.
Don't be such a bitch, Kevin.
Thank you very much indeed for your call. Listen, if you give him a handkerchief, for heaven's sake, otherwise there'll be tears all over.
You've got one of Simon's cigars. What more do you want?
Paul Dyer from Stamford in Lincolnshire. Hello, Paul.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello there. I'm phoned up actually because I noticed on the...
We don't owe you money, do we?
No.
Okay. That's very serious.
On the freeze frame, on the insert of the sleeve, there's a picture of, I think, Paul McCartney.
That's correct.
Why is he there?
He sings backing vocals on one verse of the song Get Well Soon.
Ah, right.
That's why he's there. That's right. Sort of, ooh, a bit, only he does it a bit better than
Thanks
that.
very much indeed. Actually, I'm interested in, sleeve covers and things.
Yeah.
And I noticed on 10cc sheet music,
Mm-hmm.
there's a picture of what looks like at the entrance to a cinema.
That's right. Yeah, it was also used on a Pink Floyd album.
I was just going to say, actually.
That's correct.
I pulled out the album and checked it out, and it was on the same one. Where is it?
That's a good question. It's somewhere in London, isn't it? North London.
I thought it was a Notting Hill Gate one, isn't it?
Could be. We were living in Manchester at the time, and Hypnosis is a company that did all the 10cc and the last cover we did, and they seem to be like, for us, the best in the country, or even possibly in the world at the moment.
They do a hell of a lot.
Because they're good, that's why. And we left that to them. We didn't know we were getting a second-hand cinema.
It'd be nice to know, actually, where the cinema was. If there's anyone listening from that organisation, please ring over the next 5 minutes and let us know. Paul, thank you.
Who was I talking to? But who was I talking to then?
You were talking to everybody.
You were talking to all of us, actually. You're talking to me. Very similar. Him.
Are you that selective? Paul, thank you for your call.
I just wanted to know.
Oh, it's all right.
I'm going to tell you the name of the person you were talking to, but I daren't over the air.
Because I know, because I know what Godley's real name is. Right, Paul, thank you for your call. Norwich and Paul Musgrave next on Personal Call.
Hello.
Good evening.
I'd like to ask Kevin Godley, please.
That's not my real name, by the way.
On your LPs, I've noticed you use sort of different instruments. For example, you use the xylophone a lot, and I don't hear that a lot on other LPs. Was this intentional?
Well, it wasn't used just to be different. I mean, as a percussionist, it was sort of a challenge for me to learn how to play the xylophone. But I don't actually play it as an instrument the way I play drums. I can't sit at a xylophone and knock out a tune. I have to learn the tune I'm going to play and then do it in bits, if you see what I mean. I couldn't go on stage and play the xylophone. But I do find it interesting to mess around, if you like, with instruments that aren't supposed to be in my area.
There's one other thing, please. I've noticed you've had 3 singles out. 2 of them have been edited versions of the actual LP tracks. How do you feel about having your singles cut up a bit like this?
Not very good. Not particularly very happy about it, but I mean, we really...
Do you have any control over that?
Well, of course, we can decide whether it's edited or not. But I mean, there's no point cutting your nose off to spite your face, basically. Exactly. The system is such that, unfortunately, I think, that in order to get your records played, they have to conform in a certain way, at least to land. I can see the reasons for all that, but it's sometimes a bit of a pain to have to chop your stuff up, especially when the bit you feel you have to cut out is the best bit of the song. You know? Actually, there's a case with us where we had to put something in. Well, in the worst band in the world, you remember that track? They wouldn't play it because it's one thing to know, another to admit that we're the worst band in the world and we don't give a... Well, the space
was very provocative.
Yes.
So we had
It
to fill
implied a word, so we had to fill it with something else.
And we did like Burks.
Thank heavens you did that. Mandy Wilson from Bexley-on-Sea, hello.
Hello.
What's your question?
My question's both of them, really. It's a bit complicated, really.
Hello, Mandy, I've flown you.
Hey?
He's been very rude. Take no notice.
I see. Kevin's wife is Lowell's sister-in-law, right?
Wrong.
Wrong.
My wife is my wife and nobody else's.
Let's establish this. Whose wife belongs to who?
My wife belongs to me.
And my wife belongs to me. And they're not related at all.
No, I'll explain this incestuous system that we used to have. My very beautiful and gorgeous wife. Hello, darling. Hello, darling. I haven't. Just one moment, by the way, Mandy. Ange, I've not had any lunch today.
I see.
And I'll be home about 9.
Yeah, and you're expecting something to eat.
My wife, Angela, is the sister of
Oh.
Gloria Stewart, who is Eric's wife. Another very lovely woman. And Harvey...
You're getting yourself in very deep.
And Kevin's wife, Sue, is my brother.
My wife, can I just get a plug-in for my wife as well, who's beautiful and wonderful as well?
Mandy,
and I'll
we haven't got much time.
Shut up.
Have you got a question?
About 9 as well.
Have you got a question?
I have, yes. Actually, the question was going to be, have they ever had any problems with their wives and the music?
Don't ask.
Have they ever got fed up with the music, and...
Who, the wives?
Yeah.
I don't know whether Ange actually... Does Ange know that I'm doing music?
I don't know.
There's a serious issue.
It is
a
difficult
problem.
for wives in rock and roll because well, not so much nowadays because we don't tour, but in the old days, when the guy in the band is away on tour all the time, I mean,
it's a massive problem.
Yeah, I mean, it's like being married to a sailor, only worse.
Yeah, and we left the band and said, we're going to be home now. We're leaving the group so we can... I left the group and partially because I wanted to see my son growing up. He was a year old and left the band and was away from home for a year doing consequences.
One final call from John Dell in St Albans. John?
Hello, Simon.
Hello. What's your question, please?
I'd like to ask either Kevin or Lowell what they thought of Todd Rundgren, who seems to be a sort of musician in America operating in the same sort of musical sphere.
Well, John Lennon calls him Turd Runtgreen.
Does he?
Yeah. I'm not familiar with Todd.
Well, he's had dozens of albums out on Bearsville in this country, none of which have really sold very well, but they do sound good.
Yeah, I'm sure he's very good.
It's difficult to keep up with what everybody's doing.
What's the connection, John? I don't fully understand.
Well, I thought he was both Lowell and Kevin, and I think Todd in America, they both sort of very studio-orientated, almost from musically synthesizers and so on, and very studio-orientated rather than sort of live performance almost.
I must admit, I wouldn't have thought there was a great deal of connection between Rundgren and...
The only person I know who's American that I really dig a great amount is Frank Zappa.
What about Bob Dylan?
I like him, he's all right, but he's too Jewish.
Gentlemen, that just about wraps it up. Thank you very much indeed for coming in, for sort of tearing yourselves away from your wives. Very quickly, any record projects on at the moment?
No.
You've got the media lab going, that's enough. Yeah. Will you let us know when
we're
that
going to
breaks?
record it. In fact, we're going to go into the studio in about 2 or 3 weeks.
We are thinking of doing an octuple album.
A what?
An octuple, an 8-record set.
Oh, God.
Of dolphin noises.
Live. It's coincidental, the fact that I know your other Christian name, that I'm going to turn to Lowell for the last choice this evening.
Yeah, this is a modern choice.
Because I've got to thank John Smithson, otherwise he turns very evil afterwards. He's the producer you saw earlier on sweeping the carpet. He's been doing an excellent job. All the girls who have just left the phone room and gone home, and also all the studio managers and the wonderful people.
They can't wait to get out of here, those phone girls. Look, they're off. Like a bat out of hell.
You should see who they've got to meet. Why have you chosen the Pretenders?
Because I like it. And I don't just like old records. I do like new records as well. And I like this one the best at the moment. And it just so happens that my taste coincides with everybody else in the country.
If you're a soccer fan, listen to Personal Call next week. Thank you, Kevin Godley and Lowell Creme, for coming in tonight. And let's go out with Chrissy Hynde.